Hello everyone, here we want to talk about the Excel, Microsoft Excel application. What is Excel and why people are using it? Microsoft Excel is the software application which is developed by Microsoft company, and it's used for data analysis. Mostly this application is used for data analysis. However, the tools of this application and the popularity of this application makes it a very good software for using it in another ways as well. For example, in this Excel file, the speed of these charts and the speed of I can analyze my data of this Excel file. I also have some data entry in it. I have some form that can use it as a data entry, as like another application that is developed by myself. Exactly, I have some buttons that it can that has some codes behind that. If you want to see, you can go to the Visual Basic that I coded something. I use VBA programming in it, and also I can generate invoices here. I can use it as a Word file. For example, most of the invoices are developed in the Word application. However, I can use it here as an Excel for generating and producing some invoice forms. Also, I can preserve data in it. I can have some database in this Excel file, and I can analyze those data. So if you assume that in the office you have access, for example, application, you have PowerPoint application, you have Microsoft Visio, and you have Microsoft Word as well. Also, the MSP, Microsoft Project Management Tool application is another useful. But in the most of this application, the Excel is most popular between those applications because the simplicity, because the powerful of the data analysis, and as well as the powerful tools that I can use it for doing other things that can be handled in the Excel. So that's why I use Excel, and that's why most of the people use Excel. And the concept that it's popular is because it's this Excel. The Excel is a spreadsheet. What is the spreadsheet? If you remember, in the math courses, you have matrices. In the matrix, if I come here, in the matrix, if you remember, I have something like this. And also, in each matrix, I have some rows and I have some columns. In the intersection of the columns and rows are some values here. So the element of these matrices, these values called elements. And this concept in the math is developed for data handling. In the time that we don't have computers, the matrix structure help us for managing the data handling. So this approach, the matrix approach, is still useful in the computer base as well, and is the basic concept of data analyzing. So in the Excel, as well as in the MATLAB, for example, MATLAB software, or in the Python as well, if you use the Python programming for data analyzing, you need to have the concept of the matrices, and the spreadsheets is the things that developed for this manner for data analyzing. So if you notice, there are some columns here and there are some rows, and in the intersection of each rows and columns we have elements of this matrix. This is a really big matrix in Excel that contains more than 1 million in the row and in the column. So it's a 1 million multiple than 1 million elements in the Excel. So what I meant by the cells, I mean that each cell, that it's an element of my matrix. So each cell is an element of matrix, and in the matrix, as I told you, you have some values here. And in the math, values are numbers. However, in the Excel, in the computer, we don't just use numbers. We can have text as well. So the values in the computer can be texts, can be numbers, can be date, or can be Boolean operator 0 or 1, and others. So as I told you, as I write it here, element of the matrix can be anything, can be number, can be text, can be anything you want, can be date or something else. It can be characters actually. And as I write it here, the element of the matrix is a text, and in the cells A1, I enter a value, text value in my element of in the first element of my matrix. So each of these, as I told you, I can write numbers or I can write date 23. So if you see that here, it shows me it's a date. So as I told you, in the Excel, I have some columns. It's a column of my matrix, and I have some rows, which is the rows of my matrix. In the intersection of each row and each column, I have a cell, which is the element of my matrix. And in each cell, I can have text value or number value or date and so on. So how can I have these values? Actually, each cell is the place in my memory, in my computer memory. If you imagine that you have a hardware in your computer, each of these cells, it's a really little place in your PC or your laptop or something else. As you know, each place should have a name. For example, your home is a place in the world and it has an address. The address of your home is the name of your home. So each place has to have the address, which can be defined as the name of that place. So what is the address of this cell? The address of this cell is C3. What I mean by C3, I mean that it's in the intersection of column C and row 3. So it's a C3. However, it's a short address. When you open the Excel file, for example, in your computer restart, if you write the Excel, it will create a new Excel for you. And if you see, it's book 1 the name is pre-entered as a book 1. So what that means? When you install the Excel application in your computer, let me write it somewhere else. In the first, when you install the Excel, an Excel file, an Office will be run in your computer. So you have now Excel, but when you run Excel, just Microsoft Excel for each time, a new book, we say that, which is the new Excel file, is created based on this actual Office file. So we have an book 1 file, or book 2 or book 3. So this is the instant, or it's a new file which is produced by this Office software. And this book has an address, has a name. So you cannot have a Excel file with the same name in the same place. It has to be different places, save it in the different place of your computer, or it should be actually be saved. For example, if right now I have a book 1 Excel, I wanted to run another Excel application, and when I press enter or click on this Excel 2060, another new file will be created, and it has the different name. It has a name 2, book 2. So you have to remember that. Why we do that? Because this Excel, it's right now is not saved. It's not saved in your computer. So it's not in your hard drive. It's on your memory RAM. You have to notice that. When you save that, if you want to have the same name, the place of the saving that should be different. Should be in the different folder, should be in a different drive or something like that. Or the names should be different. So each Excel book has a name, has a unique name in the unique address. For example, my first Excel file, which is the invoice management, if you go to the file, you can see that the address of this Excel file is desktop, Diaco folder, in progress, Microsoft Excel. This is the address of my book. So for example, one of these books, if we save it somewhere, for example in my desktop, so okay, in my desktop I have a book 1. This book 1, this particular Excel file, this Excel file is XLSX, which is the prefix of the Excels, regular Excels, and it's the address of the address of this is the location. The address of this Excel is, I write this one here, is C users, dear users, which is my computer name, desktop slash, like a slash, I don't know, book 1 dot xlsx. This is the real name of this workbook. However, each workbook has different sheets. For example, I can have multiple sheets, multiple matrices in one workbook. So each workbook is an Excel file that can contain multiple spreadsheets on it and can be viewed in each tabs. And also, so this is the my workbook name or address, but this is not the sheet address. What is the sheet address? Or I can say what is this matrix address. So I can say each separate sheet is a matrix and should have the address. If I copy paste this here, I can say that. So this is the A2. So this is the address of the A2 in my hardware. It's placed in the C users, dear users, desktop, in the book 1 Excel file, in the sheet 1, which is my matrix separate sheet, and it's a column A, it's the intersection of the column A and row 2. This is the address, complete address cell. For example, for a cell 2, or for example, for in the separate sheet 5, I can say that this particular cell, for example, let's go to this particular cell, this one, which is the intersection of the column G and row 10, has the address of C dot double dot users, dear users, desktop, book 1 does XLSX sheet 5. This is the sheet 5 and it's a G10. This is the address of my cell of G10, actual address. However, if you are in the sheet 5, you can refer to cells by just saying the column name and row number. For example, I can say this is the G9. It's a G9 in the sheet 5 actually, and this is the G9 in the sheet 5 of the book 1, which is in the desktop, in the dear user computer, in the users, in the C. So we can say that this is the address, actual address of the cell. However, if you want to refer one cell in the another sheet, for example, I want to say that the value of the G12 should be equal to the value of the A1 in the sheet 1 cell. So if you want to refer such thing, you have to say that the name of the sheet, which is the sheet 1, trademark A1, I have to say that this is equal to the A1 of the sheet 1. Then it's can say that, okay, I understand why you say what you say. But if you do not say the sheet 1 here, if I cut that, it assumes you refer to the A1 of this spreadsheet. So if I want to refer some cells from one sheet in the one Excel file into the another sheets from another Excel file, the cell D2 of this sheet should be equal to the value of the sheet 1 B1. So if you see that, this is the formula bar and it's right the complete name of the address of the cell I have to referring to that. So this is a D2 cell in the book 2 and it say that it has to be equal to the book 1 XLSX in the brackets, and after the brackets, which is the name of the Excel, I have to refer the sheet name of that Excel, which sheet I want in the book 1, and then I have to refer the cell's row, column number, column name, and the row number. And I do not need the dollars. Actually, this is the optional thing to say that we will refer to the dollars in the Excel in the future courses, but right now you don't need to know that. So this is how I can refer some Excel cells into the another Excel cells. So this is a really important concept of this Excel. You have to work with these cells in each Excel files you want to create it. You have to work with these cells, and this is the cells that provide you this functionality, this ability to analyze the data, showing the data, saving the data, and so on. So in the future we will talk more how can we manipulate these Excel file to have such thing as an invoice, for example. So until next, goodbye. If you find out that this video is useful for you, please subscribe into our YouTube channel and like our videos, and see our website yaku.co.uk and see our products as well. Thanks a lot and goodbye.